4 or 5 times in one day in short notice, knowing that you only had 20 some odd days to really recover from an injury. You had emergency surgery after hurting yourself. I mean, the feat itself is amazing, and what you did was astonishing. And obviously in the United States, everyone that's involved in our sport is very excited for you as an athlete and your representation. We appreciate having you here today and chit-chat a little bit with you about your purpose for being here and what brought you out here today to Council Rock South.
Yeah, so I'm actually sponsored by a headphone company called Flips Wrestling. I'm sure you guys have heard of it or seen it. They're really deep into the wrestling community, building into the grassroots of wrestling, and they've really done a great job of promoting themselves amongst the wrestling community. So there's not very many electronic brands that are kind of singular to the wrestling community, and that's what we've created. And it's an awesome, awesome, awesome product. So I'm proud to represent it. They have an owner that's a great guy, and he's a big wrestling fan. So they brought me here to Council Rock, and I'm happy to be here. So some great wrestling going on. I actually see some kids out here wrestling that I recognize who are awesome, and it's a good day of wrestling, and a great day to be a wrestling fan.
If you take a look at this kid, JB, you got this kid right now. We haven't chit-chatted about wrestling at all.
Okay.
It's in front of us, but let's take a look at this wrestler. This is Joey McKenna. This dude is from North Jersey, and nice Jersey product, wrestling for Blair Academy. He is the #1 ranked wrestler in the country at the weight class. He's an Ironman champ, Beast of the East champ, and he has just rolled through this tournament. Tech fall, and I mean, he looks like an absolute beast. He might be going for another pin here in the finals.
Yeah, this guy is a stud, man. He's well put together. You know, when you see young guys at this age, especially in high school, they don't really start to develop as men until later on in their careers. But this guy looks solid. He's well put together, and he's riding this guy tough on top.
Now, the Blair Academy program, just real quick, I mean, they lost their former head coach. I mean, Buxton left the program, and then now it's been taken over by a whole new not an entirely new coaching staff, but people have stepped in, and the trainers just continue to move. I mean, Blair Academy, New Jersey, obviously you want to represent for New Jersey. They also recruit from out of state, but the trainers just continue to move. This is still the top program for high school wrestling. This is still the benchmark for high school wrestling. So it's good to see these guys out here at Ironman, Beast of the East, and obviously here today.
Yeah, for sure. Blair's tough. They've always been tough. They've been tough for a long period of time. Even dating back to my high school days, they've churned out a repeated number of studs. So they put wrestling at a high level, especially early on in their careers. These guys are training multiple times a day. They're working on specific skills that you need to be successful at a high level, and that's what it's all about. You know, guys think that wrestling's all about big throws and big attacks, but really it's about perfecting the simple basics that are effective at high levels.
This is good stuff. I mean, we're going to spin back into your flips. I mean, what you're doing right now with flips is really, really exciting. I mean, you are by far the most promoted athlete in the sport of wrestling that we've seen. I mean, no one has been promoted in the way that you've been promoted, but then no one has had the access to promote themselves in the way that you've been able to promote themselves. I mean, you pretty much put a brand on yourself with All I See Is Gold, and that brand has pretty much, it's worldwide. People everywhere know that brand. What is it that you're doing that's allowing you to put yourself in this position, whether it's you being able to brand yourself or then other people getting involved with you and allowing you to have this opportunity to be branded, such as flips?
Well, one is winning. You know, people want to get behind winners, so I think that's the primary focus on a daily basis. But number two is just being creative. I think I'm in a unique situation with my success in wrestling, especially in the age of social media, that kind of gives me a platform that not a lot of wrestlers of the past have had. So when you think of guys like John Smith, Kenny Monday, Kel Sanderson, those guys were around before the internet was big, before Facebook and social media and Twitter pages and all that stuff. So, you know, now I'm in a unique situation to promote myself every single day. So I have thousands of followers on Twitter, thousands of followers on Facebook, and I can give them insight into my life, insight into my training, and those guys can really get a taste of how I live and actually follow me. So it makes it huge, and they can see what I put into the sport, all the sacrifices and commitments I make. They feed off of that, and they want to be a part of it, and I try to give them as much as I can.
You've had a couple of different setbacks. Obviously, getting hurt right before the World Championships, you overcame it with flying colors. You passed that test. Can you go back a little bit to the fall of 2009 when you got injured. You were undefeated, you were the defending national champion, and you were moving along kind of smoothly, and then what happened? What unfolded?
So I was actually wrestling Steve Brown from Central Michigan. That kid's a stud. He was an All-American that year, actually. And he's got some good stuff. He's an athletic guy, and basically we got into a scramble earlier in the first period and got twisted up and just tore my LCL and PCL. So it was a position that I didn't want to be in, didn't protect myself well enough, and didn't keep good enough position, and ended up tearing my LCL and PCL. So boom, done for the season. Had to take a medical red shirt and was off the mat for 8 or 9 months. So immediately after that, I hit the drawing board. It was like, man, I want to come back. I know I got this season back. What I want to do? I want to go up a weight class. I want to continue to improve, and I want to challenge the returning undefeated national champion, which is Andrew Howe. So that was huge, and it was just a great time in my career for me to refocus and understand where I wanted to be in wrestling.
If you think about your situation, right, that you overcame that, what were your doctors telling you in terms of your recovery at that point?
Well, a lot of people told me I would never be as fast again, never be as strong again, and I haven't lost since. So it's definitely something that when you know what you're capable of and you stay optimistic and you stay hopeful and you have faith in God and then your abilities on your own, it's an amazing thing. There's nothing like having hope and nothing like having perseverance through tough situations and proving the naysayers wrong.
We're here at right now. This is one of the toughest tournaments in the area, man. Council Rock South is putting on an excellent event right now. I mean, even going for 33rd place over there. You see Gentile out of Paulsboro. He was state runner-up in New Jersey last year. I mean, he's wrestling for third. We had a 5th place match at the 120 weight class where 2 guys that'll probably be wrestling for the state finals in Delaware. They both are nationally ranked. I mean, this has been a really good event. It's good to have you back in the gym and taking a look at some of the high school kids, and I think it's important for high school kids to see how it is to see someone like you, because you're tangible. You're here. I mean, you're not that guy that makes it really difficult. I mean, you're always around, and you stayed here and signed as many autographs as you did. We really appreciate your time.
Yeah, no problem. I'm happy to be here. I remember being one of these kids not too long ago. So, I would never big time anyone. I just try to be a man amongst the people and realize that wrestling is a tight-knit community, and that's why people support each other, because wrestling's so close. Where else could you have hundreds of people in the gym all day long to just watch a bunch of guys rolling around on the mat with each other? So it's an awesome sport. It's done great things for my life and my family as well, so I'm happy to be a part of it, and great to be here today.
Absolutely. Folks, we are here with the 2011 World Champion, 2012 Olympic gold medalist, and 2013 World Champion, Jordan Burroughs.
132-pound place winners should be at the podium right now. 132-pound place winners at the podium.